Hi there everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are already subscribed or have watched one of my videos. Today's video is going to be about how to get a job in TV news. So this is mostly for on-air talent. The rules are going to be a little bit different for people who are behind the scenes, managers and stuff like that. So I can't speak too much to that, but I think these rules work for whatever on-air role you're trying to go for. Number one, I mentioned this in my other video, you need to get some experience on camera. So you need to get in front of the camera. You need to get a little bit more comfortable speaking on camera, working on different technical aspects of just being on camera, because it's a lot different than speaking to your friends and family. Save those clips so that you can put together a demo reel, a highlight reel. That's what you're going to be sending out when you're doing your applications for these different jobs. You put together your best clips, and at least for weather, I think for journalists as well, you put together a little montage. The timing, people vary on suggested timing for the montage, but I usually do mine to about a minute, and then I'll put a full weather hit in the background. So I would assume, again, I'm not a journalist, so don't take my word as Bible or anything like that, but you do your montage, and then you put a package or two, breaking news or something on the end of that. So you want to put together that demo reel. You want different shots. You want different things that you're covering. You want a variety. Show that you can cover everything, but show your best stuff. And especially put that up at the beginning, because people say, these managers, they know within the first few seconds whether or not they're going to continue to watch, whether they're going to continue to consider you for a position. When it comes to weather specifically, you're going to want to put severe weather, busy, active weather first. For me, since my name gets butchered on the daily basis, I always put an introductory, hello, I'm blah, 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 blah.
Hi there, everyone. I'm First Alert meteorologist Rochelle J. Just want to give you a top of the hour look at the radar.
Just so that people know how to pronounce my name, but usually that comes along with a severe cut-in. So I'm meteorologist so-and-so. We have a tornado warning until 7 o'clock p.m. That'll be like my first clip, and then I'll continue. I'll also sprinkle in some kind of fun shots, banter with the anchors, or from out live and I made a joke. I'll save that. I'm not afraid to show that I can have a little personality. I'm not a robot.
I mean, if it's not the beginning of spring in Connecticut, I don't know what is. So here's today's edition of What Had Happened Was. We had this cold front.
That's just me. Some people, they don't like to be too silly on air, which is fine. Everyone's different. So put your best stuff forward that you think, and you can have people look at it and review. Maybe you should take something out. There are a lot of places that you can get your reel reviewed, including Facebook groups. Okay, so I want you to reach out to managers. If you're interested in somewhere that you want to work, reach out to the manager. If you're in school, be like, hey, I'm graduating in May, I'm graduating in December. I'd be interested in working for you. Can you take a look at my reel? The worst they can say is no, or not respond. It's not that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world. Look around your local station from your school. Send it out to them. Let them know that, hey, I'm getting a degree in whatever. I'm graduating in X. Can you check out my reel? You can even send it to reporters as well. They might have some time to check out your stuff. So don't be afraid to reach out to people, particularly if you're having questions about your reel. I think that's a good idea, but also just to let people know that you're interested in being a part of their team as well. You need to keep your options open as well. You most likely won't get your first choice of job. Now, some people, they'll start off air, so they'll start as production assistants or something like that. I know a guy who did that, and now he's working in Florida. I'm from over here, but I had to go all the way over there to get my first job, and that's the case for a lot of people. Some people go to the complete other side of the country, thousands of miles away, to get their first job. So you can't be too dead set on one specific location, one specific station when you're starting out. Once you get a little bit more tenure, a little bit more experience, then you can start to narrow down your options of where you'd like to go or where you'd like to end up down the road. Talk to current employees. I mentioned sending out your reel, seeing if they'll look at it. Talk to them, especially if you have a phone interview or in-person interview. Get the real tea. Ask questions. What's the turnover like? Do people stay here? Do people have families? Is it a family supportive environment? What is the location like, especially if you're going somewhere that you're unfamiliar with? Ask them, what is it like here? What's the culture? What do you like to do? Ask them if they have that. Also, look into the different companies. I'm doing a lot of the different station ownership groups. I also mentioned ownership groups in a previous video, but there are multiples. There are O&Os, there are different other groups as well. So each one operates a little bit differently. It really just depends what you're looking for out of your career. But you'll want to look into the station ownership group and not just the individual station as well, especially if you might consider maybe transferring, see what kind of options are available with that. But that would come with talking to someone who works at the station. So a current reporter, current meteorologist, current anchor, or what have you. But once you have that interview, of course, you want to talk to other people who work at the station, especially people who may have been there for a few years. You'll want to get to know the area. You'll need to know the different counties, the cities. It's different for weather versus news, but for weather, they bring you in, will need to do a test run at the green screen. So having a familiarity, at least slight familiarity with the region, what rivers are there? Are there mountains, valleys, things like that, so you can identify the different topography and act like you already have lived there your whole life. So you can kind of just more seamlessly go into that interview process, seamlessly go into that test run and give you a better shot of getting the job. Watch the station. Before you go in for an interview, watch the station and watch them again and again and again. Watch them at different day parts. Can you watch a replay of the morning show on their website? Sometimes you can get these replays on these streaming platforms. Can you watch the midday show in between your classes or in between your shifts or what have you? You want to see how they structure these newscasts and see where you could fit in for whatever position that you're applying for. When it comes to interviews, a lot of times you might have like a few different interviews that you do, and then you talk to HR. So each person is going to be asking you different things. But remember, you're also interviewing them to see if this is a place that you would want to be. So it's a two-way street, it's a two-way highway here. They're not just interviewing you to see if you're a good fit. You need to see if that's going to be a good fit for your lifestyle. Don't just talk to the managers. If you can reach out to different reporters or whatever position you're applying to, I think that would also be super helpful in giving you the best idea of, is this going to work for me? Is this something that I can sign a contract for 2, maybe more likely 3 years? Can I stay here for 3 years? How am I going to get home? These are things that you're going to have to think about. If I want to go home, how am I going to get there? How long is it going to take? How much is it going to cost? Those are just some things to think about, some suggestions as you are applying for a job in TV news. These are tips that I got when I was first starting out. I had no idea about the chroma test. I was just gonna roll in there, la-di-da, super happy.
What you mean I gotta do a test run through?
But I had mentors who gave me the heads up, like, girl, you need to go look at a map. But again, that is just for weather. News is different. They have different tests that they run you through when you are a reporter or an anchor. So reading tests, I think you have to maybe do like grammar tests or something like that. I'm not sure. That's all I have for you today. I want to thank you so much for watching and spending some of your time with me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.